Charlie and Ash are inseparable, and anyone who knows them can see their bond. Their serendipitous story began in 2017. Charlie's daughter-in-law, JJ, works for OK Humane and saw their story unfold.
One of the things that was going on in the world at that time was Hurricane Harvey had begun. And so one of the things that OK Humane got to do is we got to partner with different rescues that were trying to help with those efforts. And one of those happened to be Miranda Lambert's rescue. And so Miranda Lambert and her team brought up these animals from Houston.
Among the animals that OK Humane took in was a mom dog who gave birth to puppies in Miranda Lambert's trailer. Miranda even shared a post on her social media introducing Ash and her puppies to the world.
I ended up falling in love with one of the puppies. And so a couple months into that, I adopted Draper.
Ash and her other puppies got adopted as well. JJ's mother-in-law, Charlie, had been looking forward to adopting a dog after retirement. But her life took a turn as she had to assume the role of caregiver to her ailing husband.
Not only was Hurricane Harvey going on in the world, but personally what had happened in our own life was that my father-in-law had gotten diagnosed with a terminal brain tumor.
JJ would take Draper to visit Byron and Charlie, and they both fell in love with him.
So you could see the comfort that he would have in just being able to have an animal around him.
I was always teasing JJ. I was like, you just need to give me Draper.
I'm like, well, you can't take Draper. Draper's my dog. We had Byron in our lives for about 9 months after his diagnosis.
The week after my husband's service, the teachers went on strike, and so my grandson spent every day with me.
The next week, she had a friend, Tammy, who came into town and stayed with her. And so she hadn't been alone since Byron had passed away.
The day Charlie was taking her friend back to the airport, JJ learned that Ash had been returned to OK Humane.
And I was just real taken aback because I knew Ashley was such a good dog, and I thought, why would anybody return Ashley? She was such a great dog. So I called over to the adoption center and talked to the manager. Her family that had adopted her and had her, either the wife or the husband, had gotten cancer. And they were going to be going back and forth for treatments and didn't feel like they could give Ashley the love and attention that she needed, so they brought her back.
Knowing how much Charlie loved Draper, JJ thought she would surely love his mom, Ash, as well. JJ called Charlie, and Charlie went straight from the airport to the adoption center.
They weren't in there by themselves a few minutes before she motioned for me that she was like, I want her.
I just felt like she would be really good for me. She was calm. I don't know, there was just something about her that I really, really liked. And I was not prepared at all for a dog, had nothing at home for a dog, wasn't ready. It was kind of like, what am I doing?
We hear a lot of times people say they rescued us, or they picked us. And I really felt like I got to be this observer watching this moment of them choosing each other and needing each other after them both going through, with Ashley going through Hurricane Harvey and then being adopted out into a family, and then that not working out, and then Charlie losing her husband. And so it's like they needed each other, and I got to observe that moment.
I've never been alone since my husband died because my grandson was here for a week, my friend was here for a week, and I immediately brought Ashley home.
And I think looking back to what's so interesting is even the timing of it all. When I think about between the time that Ashley was in OK Humane's care and then with her adoptive family was almost the exact same amount of time that we had with Byron.
She is truly my hero. She's my companion. She kept me healthy through the first year, well, even till now, in grief, because I felt responsible to take her walking. And so we would walk a mile every morning, a mile every evening. I feel like God had arranged in my life to bring this dog all the way from Houston. To even having someone else adopt her, and then for some reason they could not keep her. And at exactly the right time, when I was going to be alone, she was there. And so we have truly bonded. We've been together for 2 years. And it's just, I love doing life with Ashley. I love having her here. And she is truly my hero.